Hello guys, we are making the famous New York red velvet cookies. They are big with a crispy edge and soft center, a real treat for cookie lovers. And here we need unsalted butter, brown and white sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, red gel food coloring, all-purpose flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, baking powder and white chocolate. Your butter shouldn't be too soft, but also not straight from the fridge. Take it out about 30 minutes before baking. It should be slightly softened, but still hold its shape. I'm using my KitchenAid stand mixer with a paddle attachment to make the dough. This attachment is perfect for cookie dough. It helps mix everything evenly without overworking the ingredients. We start by breaking down the butter with the paddle, not whipping it, but cream it and until smooth and uniform with no visible chunks of butter left. Next we add sugars. I've already mixed the brown and white sugar together. Brown sugar is the key ingredient here. It adds the caramel flavor, gives moisture to the center and creates the perfect chewy texture. Now let's check the butter. We want to make sure that there are no visible chunks left. You can see here, for example, that there are still pieces on butter and haven't fully broken down. That's why we keep mixing the butter with the sugar until it's completely smooth. I also want to mention these cookies are the trend of this season and honestly last season too. They've taken over the world. As you may know, they originally became popular in the US, especially in New York, thanks to bakeries like Levain Bakery and big names like Crumble cookies and others. But here's the thing, sometimes they're way too sweet, sometimes they taste artificial or just dry and bland. This recipe is nothing like that. It's tasted, well balanced in flour and makes the perfect base if you want to experiment with the fillings. And when the butter and sugars are fully combined with no visible chunks of butter left, it's time to add the eggs. First I add one egg, followed by a splash of vanilla extract. Then I take the second egg and mix it with the red gel food coloring, stirring it really well until it's fully blended, and then I add it to the dough. Look at this color of this dough. It's such a vibrant scarlet red, so rich, so bright and really striking. At this point I like to remove the bowl from the mixer and use a spatula to scrape down the sides and give everything a good final mix by hand. I've already mixed together the flour, cacao powder, baking soda and baking powder. I whisk them gently to combine. This step helps the dry ingredients blend evenly so you don't even up with clumps or uneven flavor in your cookies. I add the dry ingredients in two stages, first half, then mix it well with the mixer, then I add the second half and continue mixing until the dough is smooth and fully combined. This gives us a dough that's perfectly balanced, thick, aromatic and ready for chocolate or your favorite fillings. Now I'm adding white chocolate to the dough and I'm using Calibod white chocolate, which is high quality chocolate with a rich flavor, perfect for baking, but feel free to use any chocolate you like or find in your local store. You can simply chop a bar into small pieces with a knife or use white chocolate chips. And that's it guys, our dough is ready, easy peasy. Now I'm taking out the frozen filling portions I prepared earlier. I froze them in small silicone molds. They didn't turn out perfectly smooth or even, and that's totally fine. We are not aiming for perfection here. If you don't have molds, you can simply pipe the filling into parchment paper using a spoon or a piping bag and freeze it like that. My filling is made with cream cheese and powdered sugar. I leave the exact measurements in the description below. Now let's shape our cookies. I weigh each portion of dough. It's 120 grams per cookie, not including the filling. This helps ensure all cookies are the same size. I take a piece of dough, place it in my palm, and make a little space in the center. Then I place the frozen filling right into the space. The dough is very soft and elastic. It's super pleasant to work with. It shapes easily. Now I wrap the dough completely around the filling. Make sure there are no seams visible. The filling should be fully sealed from every side so it doesn't leak out during baking. I place the cookie ball on parchment paper. Let me show you the process again. I take about 120 grams of dough. This one came out to 121, which is close enough. I flatten the dough in my hand, make a well in the center, add a piece of frozen filling, and then shape it into a ball. Repeat this process with the rest of the dough. You'll end up with 8 large cookies in total. Now we are going to cover the cookie dough balls with the plastic wrap and place them in the freezer overnight. In the morning I take the tray out, preheat the oven, which is about 350 Fahrenheit, and get ready to bake. I make sure to place the cookies well apart from each other. Today I'm going to bake just 4 of them. Place them in the oven and set a timer for about 13 or 14 minutes depending on your oven. Cookies are ready. Just look at how beautiful they turned out. The filling didn't leak, there are no cracks, and the cookies held their perfect shape. They look absolutely stunning. On the outside, a thin golden crispy crust that cracks and crunches beautifully, and inside a soft, moist, rich center with a texture that reminds me of a brownie. The cream cheese stayed right where it should be. It gently melted, turning into a silky, incredible, delicate filling. The cookie is baked perfectly, the texture is moist, even, aromatic, and just the right amount of sweet. And when you break it open, it looks amazing and so photogenic. I really hope you enjoy the recipe. Go bake with joy, and don't forget to share your results in the comments.